Welcome. My name is Thomas, and I'm here to share in this video a checklist that's going to help you with your due diligence requirements for people who get earned income tax credit as part of their refund. And so this checklist is a great resource tool to keep with you, especially during tax season. That's going to help you in situations that help you with the relationships, the residency, and the age test, and some of the documentation you may need to have inside your file. So if the IRS ever come out to audit the clients you've done, you will be able to protect yourself when it comes to having this checklist and implementing this checklist and making sure you have the documentation inside your file. Part of the earned income credit due diligence requirements is number one, you must make sure that the information is not inconsistent, incorrect, or incomplete, or you don't normally know that the information that you're collecting is bogus. And on top of that, you must document your questions and responses and have them inside your file to protect you from anything when it comes to fines and penalties by not being in compliance with the due diligence requirements for people who definitely get an earned income tax credit. So this is definitely here to protect you and your reputation and your pocketbook from any fines and things of that nature. So definitely get this checklist printed out, put it inside your folder, keep it with you, learn it really well, know what you need to have so you can be more knowledgeable and let your client know what things they need to bring in off top when they come to the tax office, which is would be a smart move on you. So when they get there, they have the things you need. You make copies of them, you put them inside your file, and you're good to go. So if a situation arises where they need to prove the child stayed in the home and you already got their information from the school, or you got some information from a doctor, or you got some information from a medical card, something that shows the address to where they live is the same as the one that's on the return, then you're all good. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things you want to do to help prevent you in a situation where a client gets audited, or several clients that you prepared might have got audited, and you want to protect yourself in those type of situations by learning what to have inside your file when it comes to the due diligence requirements, especially for people getting a refund that includes the earned income tax credit. And so in this video, I'm just going to cover this checklist as an overview. I'm not going to go detailed in any certain part of the form, but just an overview of what this form consists of and how it can definitely help you if you take this resource tool and print it out and make it part of what you need to have when it comes to due diligence requirements, especially for people receiving earned income credit as part of their refund. So the first page talks about relationships and how are they related to you. Son, daughter, stepchild, they give you some information inside of that when it comes to that grandchild, and they give you some more information that you can read on that's going to explain that better and what documentation you can bring in that's going to help prove that eligible foster child documentation that you're going to need to bring in. They list that inside there too. So you want to know these things when it comes to brother and sister, what documentation you can bring in to help prove that type of relationship. Niece, nephew, same thing. They give you information on what documentation you can use to help you when it comes to the type of relationships that you're going to come about with that's going to be on a tax return, that's going to help you in all the situation to prove that relationship to the IRS exists. Second page deals with stepchild, half brother, half sister, step brother, step sister. Gives you what type of documentation you can show to prove those type of relationships. Child placed your home for adoption, what you need to bring in to help prove those cases. And then at the bottom it says residency, how long did the child live with you in the U.S.? It must be 6 months or more to qualify. And then the next page gives you some more information. And then it talks about the age, what was the child age on the last of the tax year. That's what we could go by, how they was at the last day of the year. And so this here checklist is 2 pages long, and it'll definitely help you as a resource guide to being able to know what documentation you need to have off top. And normally what I do is let the clients know these are the things I need you to be able to get your hands on and bring them in with you, so I can make copies of it, have them inside the file already. So if the IRS call you on it, I already have it. And then as a courtesy, I can take the information and fax it over on your behalf, or mail it over, however the case may be, to make sure they get it as a part of the service I provide to my clients. So that's important to know. So like I said, this is just an overview. This is an important checklist you need to have. It's a good resource tool that's going to help you with the relationship, the residency, the age, and what documentation you'll need to have to help prove these relationships when it comes to being on a tax return and being able to validate that relationship and what documentation you should have in the file already. And so that's what it's all about, is protecting you by having the right documentation already in the file and having information documented on the interview questions that you ask, especially if the information appear to be inconsistent, incorrect, or incomplete. You definitely need to ask more additional questions. You need to document those and document the responses and make sure those in your file. Make sure it's printed out and signed off on what date it was done and all those things to cover you from possible fines and penalties and tarnishing your reputation in the industry as a tax preparer. So you want to be careful when it comes to that. And again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell for notification, and so every time I go live or do an upload, you'll be notified. But you can get to follow me on my journey, as I've been in this industry for the last 18 years and the last 12 as a business owner. And I specialize in helping individuals, regardless if you're a CPA or you're an enrolled agent, and you've been in the industry for a while, and you're ready to position yourself from working for someone to now owning your own tax service. I specialize in helping you get that done from A to Z, and also teach a basic tax course for people who are interested in learning income taxes. I give a 2-hour free mini session on what that looks like, what that'll take, and what that'll be for them, so they can get a chance to make a decision without making a financial investment if it's the right career choice for them. That's what I offer to possible students and clients of mine when it comes to income tax preparation. And so I'd like to let you know that, hey, if anything you need to know concerning what starting your own tax business will look like for you, just reach out to me with my contact information, and we can set up a strategy session on what that look like, what that's going to take, what you're going to be willing to do, and then you can decide from there if there's something you want to even embark on, especially if you're already in the industry and you're ready to position yourself over to being your own boss, having your own tax service. That's where you have a chance to get time freedom, financial freedom in your life by being your own boss. It's a whole other world when you're no longer an employee and now you position yourself as a business owner. And yeah, a lot of times we start out as self-employed individuals, but it's okay. I still make a gang of money more being self-employed individual than I ever would working for a tax firm. And I believe that in me, it'll be the case for you, especially if you connect with someone who has a mentorship and coaching program that's going to allow you to learn from them. You know, I got 18 years of experience under my belt and insight that's priceless. You can't even pay for it. You couldn't even afford it if I charged. So to be able to utilize that. And I'm working with a couple of guys now, and I got some more people interested, and I'm helping them to get started in this industry, and I'm helping them fast track their success goals. I'm going to give them several different income streams that's indirectly related to this industry that they can position themselves to make money from. And that's something they never knew nothing about. So that piece alone is priceless when it comes to working with me and starting your own income tax business. And I'll see you in the next video.